Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Flagler Weather Update. And it is the 27th of August, 2023. And we're looking at the satellite image here and some thunderstorms down over South Florida. You can clearly see there's more clouds over the southern part of Florida than the northern part. That's because of a weak cold front that has landed here. That front's going to be wobbling around. We're going to talk a little bit more about that in the next several days. That front and what happens along that front is going to be big influences on our local weather. First, let's talk about tropics. Right now, nothing going on out there. We do have Ferdinand. Ferdinand is rocketing away from us and it's going extra tropical, meaning it's just becoming a regular ocean storm as it speeds off to the northeast. We do not have any other concerns in the tropics, at least for the next 7 days. Keep in mind, this is updated several times a day, so always go to hurricanes.gov to see what the latest is with the tropics from the National Hurricane Center. Let's go longer into the future. So looking from September 3rd to September 9th, there is a very low chance, 20% chance or less, of development in the central tropical Atlantic. It doesn't mean it's definitely going to be development out there. It just means that in that first couple weeks of September, there's a very low potential of that. But as we get into the peak of hurricane season, September 10th, the statistical peak, we are looking at a better chance, maybe about a 40% chance of something developing somewhere in the mid tropical Atlantic, and a very slight chance of something trying to get organized in the southern Gulf or far western Caribbean Sea or southern Gulf of Mexico. So this will be areas that the National Hurricane Center will be watching in the weeks ahead. So let's talk about our local weather now. So we do have this front. Remember I was talking about that. It is stalled out over the area. Thursday, that front wobbles back to the north. Friday, kind of hangs out. While that front's wobbling around, little weak pressure systems, little disturbances are going to be moving along it. And there's even a chance that some low pressure might try to develop on it and move off to the East Coast. And depending where the front is, what side of it we are on will determine what weather we are going to get here in Flagler County. So let's go ahead and talk about the temperatures, and let's move things around here so I don't get messed up. So we're looking at high temperatures. This is the heat index, rather. Heat indexes, as we go through the rest of the week, generally near 99 to 100 degrees, pretty much staying the same into Friday. Saturday, even in the mid 90s, staying in the mid 90s, and that's because of cloud cover and rain chances that will be upon us. We'll get into that in just a little bit. Getting into temperatures, low temperatures overnight, generally mid 70s, lower 70s inland, upper 70s beaches, because the ocean temperature is between 85 and 87 degrees. That is the ocean temperature, folks, and that has an influence on the temperatures along the immediate beaches. Now, as we go through the rest of the week, looking for temperatures to largely be just getting to near 90, upper 80s to near 90, cooler right along the beaches as we get to Friday. And as we get into Saturday, we're looking again highs mid 80s. We're going to notice that these temperatures have come down a little bit. I'm going to show you why in just a moment. And as we go into Sunday, holding in the upper 80s for highs. And as we go into Monday, same thing. And low temperatures staying consistent throughout the week with in the mid to upper 70s, warmer at the beaches, cooler as you go inland. There's not going to be much change in that. So why is that? Why are we seeing all of that? Why are we seeing those cooler temperatures? Well, rain chances is the answer. And so tonight, now the one thing I want to note is that there is a potential for some heavier rain during the overnight hours, and I'll talk more about that in just a moment. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at our rainfall chances. About a 35 to 40% chance along the East Coast here, and some of that could be locally heavy. There's probably going to be some heavy rain along the East Coast of Florida somewhere overnight tonight. We just don't know exactly where that's going to be. As we get into Thursday, rain chances come up quite a bit from as of late. Rain chances 60 to 70% chance across the county. As we get into Friday, those rain chances continue to rise to about 70% chance countywide Friday, and staying relatively high, especially along the beaches at night, is where those best chances are going to be. Now, the further we go into the future, the more uncertain this gets. It's going to depend on where that front is. Saturday, about an 80 to 85% chance of rain countywide. As we get into Sunday, still pretty high rain chances, closing in on 90% chance of rain. It does not mean it's going to rain all day, but even at night, rain chances near 60% during those overnight hours. Again, it's just going to depend on where that front is. So there is some uncertainty on how this is going to shape up. That's what rain chances are right now. Monday, still high rain chances, right about 80%. And then Tuesday, about a 70% chance of rain. These high rain chances also does not mean it's going to rain every minute of the day. There will be breaks. Many times there might be long dry spells, and then it might be a period of heavy rain or a heavy shower or thunderstorm that rumbles through, and then you get your dry spell resuming again after that. How much rain are we going to get? Storm totals next 7 days, 3 to 4 inches of rain. And for largely 3 to 4 inches of rain in 7 days for us is not that big of a deal. Some places 4 to 6 inches of rain. It could be some amounts higher than that. What is a big deal if you get 3 to 4 inches of rain that falls in an hour? And there's that potential for that. There is very low potential for that, but there is a potential for that. So, and that's why, we're watching those rainfall numbers and watching those rainfall chances as well. So let's talk about beaches real quick. So right now we've got high risk of rip currents that's expected to go down to moderate. We'll talk about that a little bit more. And we're looking at, where is it? We're looking at water temperatures here, right about 82 to 87 degrees, averaging about 85 degrees through the area here. So yes, it's definitely warm out there. So let's talk about weather, potential weather hazards. Again, as I was talking about the potential for heavy rainfall, especially overnight tonight, somewhere along the northeast coast. We just don't know exactly where that's going to be, but somewhere along the northeast coast, some very heavy rain is possible. It could be St. Augustine, could be Jacksonville, could be Georgia, could be us. We don't know. Expect storm chances to increase into Sunday. Moderate rip current risks stay with us. A little bit more details on those moderate rip current risks right along the upper east coast of Florida here, mostly due to onshore wind flow. You notice those rain chances are coming up, and we were just looking at the local levels here, but you can see it's coming up region-wide, where the highest rain chance is looking to be on Sunday at this point. And as we go further, again, just a quick review of the tropics, no major concerns there. So wrapping things up, long-range forecast taking us into the first week of September. Good chances of above normal precipitation and some chances of above normal temperatures, just a very small chance of above normal temperatures as we go further into the future, looking for somewhat decent chances of above normal precipitation, and we're looking at somewhat decent chances of above normal temperatures as we go into the middle part of August. So folks, that's going to wrap it up. Thank you for joining us, and everybody have a great evening.